So introduction of the cell culture. What is the cell culture? We have just see that cell culturing is the what is the cell culture and why it is used, what are their applications. We will see here that what is the cell culture, where we can use, what are its potent applications these days. Cell culture is the process by which some special kind of cells can be grown under the control condition beyond their normal environment. Of course, the cells are grown in specific kind of the environment. The cells are grown inside the body of the human beings. There are most of the number of the cells which are always been growing. There is mitosis, meiosis. All the genetic things are happening inside the body of the animals and the human beings. However, in the cell culture, we grow the cells under the control condition which are controlled by our cells, and they are not the normal conditions. They are not the normally where the cells are grown. In this way, we can grow the prokaryotic cells, we can grow the eukaryotic cells, or we can grow the plant cells in the control condition. But most of the time, culturing of the cells derived from the animal cells is called the cell culturing. Major developments in the cell culturing technology, when happened, what happened, how it happened, we see them. First of all, the first development was use of the antibiotics which inhibits the growth of contaminants. First of all, what we see that there are some antibiotics which are inhibiting the growth of some of the contaminants, some of the infectious agents. From this way, we can see that cell culture, first of all, the cell culture technology. Second was the use of the trypsin. Trypsin is a kind of the proteins to remove the adherent cells to subculture further from the cultural vessels. Then third was the use of chemically defined the culture medium, which first of all we use the serum and then we use the other chemically defined cultural medium. So these are some developments which happened in the cell culture technology which helped us to culture the cells in this way which we can do them now. So importance, applications, why cell cultures are important, what are we doing with those cell cultures, why we are growing the viruses in our controlled medium, in our controlled environment as compared to their normal environment. First of all, the virology, the cultivation of viruses. We cultivate the viruses, we culture the viruses in our own controlled environment to see their life cycle, to see their infectious cycle, to see what the viruses are doing, what are the structures of the viruses. And sometimes we also see them for the vaccine production, because for the vaccine we need the viruses which are incapable of cause the disease. For the vaccines point of view, vaccines are the immunogens, vaccines are the antigens, the same antigen which are causing the disease. We are using the same antigens. We use them in 2 or 3 different ways. We make them attenuated, we kill them and use their proteins, or we use their parts. There are different kinds of the proteins. However, here in the short time, we can just see the cultivation of the viruses for the vaccine production. So for the vaccine production, we really need to cultivate the viruses in our own controlled environment, to make them attenuated, to make them kill them. And sometimes the killed vaccine, just like the polio vaccine, they are also capable of producing the specific immunity which is needed to be avoiding from that specific kind of the disease. Or we use from the molecular biology, we are using the DNA vaccines, we are producing the protein vaccines, we are using the part of that specific virus or bacteria or some other thing to use that in the vaccine. Just like we see the hepatitis B vaccine is very common, genetic proteins. So vaccine production used to study the infectious cycle. The infectious cycle of the virus is very important. If we know the infectious cycle, then we can very easily know that from where we can break that infectious cycle, and we can break that disease. We can avoid the human beings or animals to be avoided from that disease. So there are different kinds of the vaccines, and all the vaccines we need them to culture the viruses in the control condition in the cell culture to produce the specific vaccines, and then to see the results of those vaccines we then also need to culture the viruses. So from most importantly, from the virological point of view, the cultivation of viruses is caused to see the different infectious cycles of the viruses. Then the genetic engineering. Genetic engineering, of course, this is the era of the molecular biology. So we are using the genetically, we are inhibiting the viruses, we are different ways. Just like the commercial proteins, large scale production of the viruses for use again in the vaccines. For the vaccine, first of all, we see the results for the cell culturing, and if the vaccine is potent, then we need to use it from the large scale. Then we also use the vaccines for the vaccine production. For example, for the polio, rabies, chickenpox, hepatitis B, and the measles vaccines, we need the genetic engineering to produce it on the large scales, because on the all over the world the vaccine has to be spread. So for this, genetic engineering is the best tool to be used, and that's why we can use the cell culture for the genetic engineering point of view to produce the vaccines. And then the commercial proteins we can also use. Then the gene therapy, this is another important tool to control the disease. Gene therapy, living cells having a functional gene can be replaced by the cells which are having non-functional genes. From the gene therapy point of view, we can replace the gene from the abnormal gene to normal gene, or we can use a lot of DNA vaccine can also be from the gene therapy. So there are different kinds of the gene therapies, we can use them and we can see them, and because this is also can be possible with the help of the cell culture.